Hi, it's Miguel Gulen. I'm a Director of Professional Development for TCA. You can find us online at tca.org. So, pretty exciting news came out earlier this week, and I've just been dying to try it out and see how it would look. If you've been following me on Twitter, you may have noticed that I tweeted about OneNote uh, actually being connected to Google Classroom. It's now Google Classroom is now supported by OneNote Class Notebook. Uh, so now, when you go into OneNote, you should be able to sign in to Google Classroom and access uh, OneNote Notebook. So, pretty exciting news. And one of the benefits of being able to do this is that educators have been asking for this, especially those educators that work in two environments. They have Office 365 and Google Suites for Education. This also works for OneNote Online as well as OneNote on iOS, such as iPads. So I guess the question is, how do you create a notebook, a OneNote class notebook, and then connect it to a Google Classroom? So I've actually created a Google Classroom. It's called TCA Lunch and Learns. And I have only a few students in here, and they're all test accounts. But I want to sort of walk through the process that I'm going to go through. I'm not sure if it'll be successful or not, so you can watch as I sort of try to puzzle through this. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Class Notebook Sign In. And I'm going to go ahead and log in with my Office 365 account. So I'm actually accessing OneNote.com/class notebook, and you can create a notebook online. So it's pretty straightforward. Now I'm accustomed to creating a notebook via Microsoft Teams, which is I guess Microsoft's response to a learning management system or a virtual classroom space. But since we don't want to use Teams in this case, we want to try the Google Classroom aspect. I'm going to go ahead and just go to OneNote.com/class notebook and then create a class notebook. So I'm going to call this one TCA Lunch and Learns. Those are events that are free to TCA members throughout the year. And I can see I've got my standard collaboration space, content library, and information student notebooks. Go ahead and click Next. It's going to ask me to add the teacher's name, so I'm just going to add mine. Or actually, I don't really need to add mine. I'm adding another teacher, so I've got a lot of those. So let me go ahead and oh, that's not going to work. Let me go ahead and just skip that. It's optional, really. And I'm just going to add some of the students. So I've got handouts, class notes. That's what will be. Those are the items that will appear in each student's private space. If you've created a class notebook, you're familiar with this process. You can sort of see, here's my list of students, and this is what the teacher's notebook is going to look like. And then students will only see their particular. They won't see any of their particular note or folder or section. They're not going to see all the other students. Go ahead and click Create. It's going to take a minute or so. And while we're waiting for that, what I hope to do is go ahead and open that OneNote class notebook in my OneNote app on Windows 10, and then be able to connect that notebook that I created through the web interface to Google Classroom. Okay, it looks like it's already been connected and ready to go. I could go straight to open in OneNote, but for fun, I'm going to open in OneNote online so you can sort of see what that looks like. I know some school districts have standardized on different devices. Some of them have Chromebooks, others have Microsoft Surface tablets. But this is the class notebook that we've created through the web, and we can access it. We can see all the student accounts here, etc. If I want to open this in OneNote, I can always come here to the center and click on Open in OneNote. And it'll say, are you sure you want to open this in OneNote? And then I'm going to just click on Open OneNote. And right now you're looking at my TCA MIE Trainer notebook. But what's happening in the background is that it's actually synchronizing that notebook, TCA Lunch and Learns. And as you can see now, it's actually created the notebook and pulling in all the content. So we're getting pretty close to being able to switch over to the class notebook tab in OneNote Windows 10 app and then make the connection. Okay, so now any changes that I make in the OneNote, which is on Windows 10, it will be reflected on the online version. And I'm ready now to attempt the connection. So I'm going to go to Class Notebook tab, and you can see I have connections here. If I click on Connections, then go to Connections again, it's going to ask me to select my LMS or SIS, and there's a lot of different options here. So, one I'm familiar with is Canvas. There's Microsoft Teams, PowerSchool, Schoology, Schooler, Skyward, and I guess the one I don't see yet is Google. Must be missing it. So this may mean that I'm not running the latest version of OneNote. So what I'm going to try to do is just quickly update this. So I'm going to go to my Windows Update settings and see if I have any pending updates. It appears that I do. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and end this video now, and we'll open it up. We'll do a part 2, and our next steps are really to come back and go to the connections. And what I'm hoping is that I'll be able to select my LMS and Google Classroom will appear. So what a great problem to run into. If this happens to you, just realize that you have to run your Windows updates, and it will pop up. Thanks for watching so far. Stay tuned for our second video.